Anglers to the lures on the end of your hook. Let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Anglers Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John.
How y'all are? Cage Rob hanging out with you.
I couldn't even hold it for a second. But all right, today is Wednesday, July 3rd. Would you believe this is our 77th episode?
Wow. Man, time flies. You having fun.
Yeah.
This year's, just think, this year's way over, it's over halfway now, so.
Yes, sir. But now, tonight we have a special guest on. He's a young and up-and-coming angler. You guys might have heard of him before because him and his college teammate, they won a small tournament that Bass Pro Shop sponsored. I think it was roughly $1 million.
Yeah.
They won that, and he's come so close to fishing the Bassmaster Classic. You know, I think talking to him beforehand, he's missed it by one spot 2 or 3 times, and right now he's fishing the Bassmaster EQs to try to make the Elite Series, and he's in right now. He's sitting in 7th place. Only a couple tournaments left, headed on their northern swing. And from talking to him beforehand, I think he's got a really good shot at doing it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't count anyone out, but I think traveling north is going to help him and favor him, even though he's from Alabama. So,
yeah, he's definitely in the mix in the hunt for sure.
Yeah, we won't hold the Alabama thing against him. You know, I know he doesn't fish or like Guntersville, so him and I are good.
Okay. It has its moments.
Yeah, let's bring on Tucker Smith. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you all for having me.
Hey, thank you, bud.
Our pleasure. Oh, nope.
There you go.
All right, so one thing we'd like to do is have you talk a little bit about how you started fishing and a little bit about your history and stuff like that. If you don't mind.
Yeah, I started off fishing around the house. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, so I fished the Coosa River a lot growing up. That's where I'm from. But yeah, really just growing up fishing out here on the Coosa was really special, just because they've got the spotted bass in the Coosa River is awesome. We've got good largemouth fishing too, not far from the TVA. So I was able to learn a bunch of stuff about bass fishing from a young age. But I started fishing with my grandfather, and he kind of got me out there and got me involved in fishing. And then from then on, I met people like Joey Nania and Aaron Martins, and they were some key role models in my life that helped me learn a bunch about fishing. And from then on, I fished the high school series and then went to college and fished, and now I'm trying to fish the opens right now.
Cool.
Sounds to me like you're doing a pretty good job. I mean, I was looking at some of your stats. I mean, you fished 11 BASS tournaments, and I think you finished in the money 5 or 6 times. Couple second places. You know, nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, nothing wrong with seconds. No, I seem to be the second place king this year, but that's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not. Hey, a couple more second places, and you can pack your bags for the elites. So
that would be nice. That's the goal.
Absolutely, man.
So I know you've talked about it a lot, in the past and stuff. So how was it fishing that Bass Pro Shops series with your college roommate or college teammate? I mean,
yeah, no, that was unbelievable. Bass Pro Shops really, they put on an amazing event, to help the amateur guys that wanted to make some big money in fishing. I mean, I think it was the biggest payout in all of tournament history, and to be able to just make it to that tournament was so special. We got in with the last chance qualifier, which was like the last qualifier you could even get into, and they just randomly draw you to get in the qualifier. So we randomly got drawn to get in after signing up, which was crazy enough. And then we got to fish it. But I think we were at Lake Wiley fishing a college tournament. We drove straight all the way to Bull Shoals. That night after the tournament, we got like a day and a half or 2 days of practice or something on Bull Shoals. And we ended up finishing, I think we finished, not sure, maybe like 16th or 20 something, and it qualified us for the championship. And that was like in the next couple of days. So we really didn't have much practice. We had like a day of practice, and we kind of just went out on Table Rock and fished kind of the same way that we fished at Bull Shoals, just fishing bait balls mostly. And we're able to find some fish, but it really didn't happen until that last day where we found something really special.
Nice. That's amazing to win a tournament as prestigious as that was.
Yeah, it was really special. And then to be able to make it to that championship day and to be able to just compete in that top 50 cut, it was super special. We didn't really think anything of it either going into the final day. We were like, let's just catch a decent limit, and because the payout was so good. I think like obviously first place was $1 million, and then second place was like 250 grand or something like that. So we were like, heck, if we get a top 10, we'll make like 20 grand or something like that. So we were like just shooting for, a top 10 would have been nice, but we had no idea that we were on the caliber to win at all.
Man, and then driving across country, man, y'all was on a mission, man. Hats off to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, it's been like that for 4 years now, 5 years now. I've just been traveling so much. I got a truck in 2022, and I've already got over 100,000 miles on it. I've been driving, fishing as many tournaments as I can, and it's one place here, one place there. It's driving so much, but it's fun for sure.
Absolutely, man. Hey, do it while you're young, man. You get up at our age, can't do it. It's just too much going on, too much responsibility. So, yeah, hey, man, go for it. Do what you do right now. Got a good shot, bud.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
That's for sure. Now, Rob and I grew up in a time where there wasn't high school fishing or college fishing. How was that? Do you think that set you up well for to be successful, or because you had to spend a lot of time out?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think college fishing is one of the most important things. It was one of the most important things for me, just being able to get out there. And a lot of the college tournaments are held at lakes that, that we're going to go to in the opens and stuff like that too. So just getting a lot of, time on the water on those different places and being able to travel out there with a buddy and going through everything, with a good buddy. If you have a flat tire, if a hub goes out on your trailer, you got somebody there with you to help you. And you really learn a lot from that, traveling around with and doing that stuff, especially like having a fishing team with you. It's really cool. But yeah, I think that college fishing really sets you up perfectly for, trying to make it to the next level.
Yeah, and I mean, the field y'all got is huge. I mean, you're used to, fishing big fields. So I think that's a lot of it too. You're comfortable with all these boats and the big fields. So I think that's an advantage as well. Yeah,
for sure. I think most of the tournaments that we fished in college, had 200 plus boats in them. So it's a lot of boats, and a lot of them, most all of them are really good fishermen. So it's not easy at all to fish against those guys, but it's good fishing against that caliber of fisherman. It makes you just a better angler for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Polish your skills up for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And let's not forget that he was a high school fishing champion back in 2018.
Cool.
So it wasn't just college.
Yep.
But no, so do you fish Guntersville at all?
I do. I fish Guntersville quite a bit. Yes, sir.
Isn't that the worst lake in Alabama?
No, it's definitely the best for sure. I think it's been pumping out a lot of good fish recently. I think right now it's probably fishing better than it's ever fished.
Cool.
I went out there last week and Had like 2 days in a row, had over 29 pounds. So, I mean, it was just crazy. I think like I caught like 4 over 6 pounds, like I think like 10 over 5 pounds, and probably like 40 over 4 pounds in 2 days.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was unreal. I'm about to move out there too, and at the end of July, that's where I'm gonna rent a house out there and live out there for a few years, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice area, man. I've been there a few times, and it's a lot to do. Got some great tackle shops like Guntersville, the waterfront, and whatnot. Got some great folks. Yeah, I know Paul and his wife. They do a great job out there.
Oh yeah, it's a great place for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But anyways, no,
not his favorite. Not his quite his favorite.
Guntersville?
What's that?
I said you don't like Guntersville?
No, I don't mind it. I got stubborn. I was fishing a Toyota Series championship there and as a co-angler, and my boater had like in the first, I'll say, hour, he had like 21 pounds flipping.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, you got a chance to win this. I'm not gonna mess with you. I just continued throwing a frog. I got several bites. I probably lost 20 something pounds on frog fishing. So,
dang.
Yeah, it was crazy.
How many years ago was that? Was that the one a couple years ago?
I want to say 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
But hey, Andy, how you doing, buddy?
All right, how's it going, Andy? Yeah, I think I fished in Toyota there. Was it 21 or 22? And they had like 325 boats, and we had like a 2 or 3 hour fog delay. That was fun. I was sitting there in Goose Pond, just like bounced around like little corks out there, and
yeah.
Oh man, that messed up a bunch of people. A bunch of people was wanting to do top water early. That all went away.
Yeah,
it happens.
I hate fog delays as well.
Oh yeah, because they don't move up your way in or nothing. You just lose whatever time you lose. It's like, especially guys doing a long run. It's like, you're not doing a long run today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's why I feel it's important to find stuff close as close as you can, because you never know.
Yep.
So you're doing pretty good for yourself this year on the Opens. You're 7th in points. What do you have? 3 left?
We've got 4 left.
4? Okay.
Cool.
I can't count.
Yes, sir.
Is there any one body of water? Okay. I'll get this one first. What's your favorite body of water to fish?
That's a tough one. Honestly, I mean, Guntersville's really growing on me. It's up there for sure.
Absolutely.
Guntersville or Lake Lanier in Georgia, or even just Logan Martin, which is my home lake right down the road from where I live.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is there a lake you don't want to go back to?
A lake that I don't want to go back to. Probably Lake Martin in Alabama. I hate that place.
Oh, I hate.
There's so many small fish in there. It's just really tough to catch a big one, and it's just overrun with tiny spotted bass, and it's tough to catch big ones out there for sure.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Ohio River's like that, so don't go to Ohio River either.
Is it?
Oh yeah, bad. 8, 9, 10-inch fish all day long. It's crazy.
Yep.
St. Lawrence River is the same way, so you don't ever want to come up here.
St. Lawrence.
Well, it depends on your definition of small fish, I guess.
4-pounders or small?
Yeah, 4 pounders all day long. Yeah, I think I can deal with that.
I was talking to somebody, and they're like, "How can you think that St. Lawrence is a great fishery? I mean, 20 pounds is good." I'm like, "No, 20 pounds is about, you're lucky to cash a check."
Yep.
With 20 pounds anymore.
Absolutely.
And I remember, what was it, last year or the year before, the elites were up there, and I think it was Swindle who said it's pretty bad when you have 40 pounds for 2 days of fishing, you don't make the cut.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. But you got a couple lakes that you might be able to pop off something like that, but we're not going to touch that. So Andy Slager says, always checking in. Hope you all doing well. Rob, let's meet up soon.
All right, Andy. Good seeing you, buddy. I'll be down Knoxville way soon, probably.
There you go. So your favorite technique. What would you?
Yeah, my favorite technique is probably throwing a Demiki rig. That's what I've grown up doing. Back, I'd say I've been throwing that thing for probably 6 years now. So, I've been throwing it for a long time, and I've gotten a lot of experience with it. So I've just, I've got the most confidence in that thing to be able to catch fish for sure. I've done the best in tournaments with I probably won more money on that bait than any other bait that I've thrown.
Yeah, I've never thrown it. So
I've thrown it a little bit, but I've heard a lot of guys like they'll go crappie fishing and they'll kind of get tuned in and get better doing crappie. I know one guy I fish with off season, he fished crappie tournaments, and he says it really helps him to get kind of zeroed in. So I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I like it because you can catch them, anywhere in the water column. You can catch them up near the surface. You can catch them suspended. You can catch them on the bottom. So you can kind of just catch them wherever they're at. It's just really versatile for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's neat because you can see how they react to color and size. If they come check it out and they swim back down, you change color, same size, and you get a different reaction. I think that's a pretty cool way of seeing how they react and what they thinking about the bait. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool, especially like Okeechobee. I was throwing more of like a shiner color, because they eat more shiners and stuff like that there. I was able to catch some on like a shiner color there, and then you come to Alabama and you can throw something that looks more like a gizzard shad or a threadfin shad. So it just kind of depends on the forage too. It's pretty cool how you can mix it up and still catch fish on it.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice. Now, if I've already confessed to not ever throwing it. Say I was wanting to learn how to do it, throw the Demiki rig. What would you suggest for rod, reel, line, and such?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say my favorite rod. You want kind of a lighter rod, medium, 7 foot or 7 foot medium or medium light. I like a medium light. Just lets them eat it a little bit better. When they come up and jump, they don't throw the hook as much. Just lets them get it a little bit deeper. But it depends on what size you're throwing. If you're throwing a smaller one, I like 12-pound line. I don't mess around with the 8 and 6 and 10-pound line. The smallest I go is 12. Just because if you hook a big fish, a lot of times their teeth are real sharp when they're strictly eating bait, so their teeth can cut. I mean, I've lost a good bit of fish throwing lighter line than 12, so I don't throw much anything other than 12, or I even throw 15 sometimes too. So, but 12-pound line, and then I usually use about a 12 to 15-pound braid leader or braid backing, and then 12-pound leader fluorocarbon, and then reel. I like a 3,000 size just to be able to pick up a lot of line, a faster gear ratio, so you can make farther casts if you miss a fish, reel it in quicker, and just get them in the boat fast. I don't really like to play them too much. I just try to kind of horse into the boat and get them as quick as possible so they don't sling it.
Absolutely. And you have some like get the bait and run right towards you, and you have to catch up to them. So I know that happens quite a bit.
Yep. And then for the head, I came out with the speed drop head with Picasso lures.
Yep.
That's a really good one, especially when it's cold. I like if they're super deep, we've got a 1/2 ounce, but the best all around is probably a 3/8. We've got a quarter too, but 2 and 3/0 hooks, so you can kind of just pick which size you want for which bait size you're throwing. But it's a really good bait, and I'd say that's probably my go-to setup for sure. But any type of fluke style bait, anything like a Laztec's good. And then I've been throwing a Yamamoto shad shaped worm a lot. It's just, kind of more slender. It's not too bulky, so they can kind of get it in their mouth pretty easy.
What about
now? Do you do more casting out, or just like drop it down, or a little bit of both, like the old Tennessee style? Where you throw it out, let it pendulum back to the boat, or just kind of let the fish tell you what they want.
I do a lot of casting with it.
Okay.
I do a lot of casting and working it back to the boat.
I got you.
Now, do you hop it a lot, or just reel it straight in, or?
I do a lot of shaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now I'm trying to figure out ways I can use it up here because I'm in New York, and it seems like Champlain and there's a river up here that's got some good sized smallmouth in it that I think would work really nice in that, especially if a guy's drop shot and give you something other than a drop shot to throw.
Yeah, especially like Champlain. They chase bait like crazy out there. I mean, you can go out there and see they're blitzing bait balls like insane out there. There'd be tons of them swimming around eating bait. But, I mean, if they see that thing, a Demiki rig fall down, it doesn't really make it like a couple feet under the surface before they rocket ship up there and just destroy it. I mean, it's crazy.
And then you have 4 or 5 like following that fish. And when you reel it in, they're following you in there. That's crazy. But Del Hollow is awesome for that. I fished Del Hollow a lot in the last few years. That's been the thing. Yeah. If you're not throwing it, you're way in the back.
Yeah, I fished out there a few times. It's a fun place.
It is. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful out there. But as you fish in the opens, I know you have a lot of co-anglers. Now, what is, as you see, as me co-anglers fishing with you, what is the best technique? I know a lot of guys, they'll drop shot, kind of under the boat. I've done pretty good on like a scrounger head or a rig. Is there any like pattern you see co-anglers having more success kind of fishing behind you doing the Mickey rig?
It just kind of depends on where you're at, honestly. I would say, honestly, probably the best bait behind would probably be either just a drop shot or a shaky head.
Yeah.
Shaky head, especially just getting big bites and a bunch of bites. But smallmouth for sure, Ned rig. If you're up north, I mean, Ned rig's a staple. So I would say definitely a Ned if you're up north. You don't like a Ned rig?
I love Ned rig, man. I saved my bacon. I saved my bacon a couple tournaments this year. So yeah, I like Ned.
I love the Ned up north. Every time I go up there, it's fun. We took a trip up there last year and we went up to St. Lawrence, and then we also went to a couple of the Great Lakes, and we caught some really big ones on a Ned. It was fun.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if you found this, but the chartreuse head, the Ned chartreuse head, and that I think it's called yoga pants color, black, gray, dark gray. Yep. That combination is deadly. That's been my best.
Are you talking about your pajamas, yoga pants?
Yeah. I guess that's what colors model. I just know it works. It catches them. Oh, there you go. Oh, football
jig.
Yep.
Anywhere from ½ ounce up to an ounce.
Oh yeah.
And a drop shot. That's all. And some people say 2, but it's like, I don't know. I'll have one tied on, but I probably very rarely pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So. Now that stupid tube gives you a little different action. That stupid tube will sometimes be the deal. Sometimes I've had pretty good success on it.
Yeah. So you throw the Demiki rig strictly on a spinning outfit? I do.
Yep.
Any thoughts of trying the new BFS? The light bait casters.
I mean, I've messed around with it a little bit. It just seems like it's harder to work the bait and all that. I don't think you're it's easier to work it with a spinning rod for sure. I think you get better action.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's still that spinning rod still is going to throw it further. I think just the way it's set up. But
Yep.
All right.
now, what's your when you tie the braid to fluorocarbon? You use FG or what kind of knot do you like to use?
I tie an FG knot.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the way to go. I know you have to have like 4 or 5 hands and 20 fingers, but yeah, it works. That's a real thin knot though. That's kind of become the standard for sure.
Yeah, it's good, especially because both the tag ends are on the top end of the knot. So when you're throwing it doesn't catch the guides on the way out. That's the biggest thing. With a lot of the knots that I used to throw, the tag ends would catch the guides and it would make a knot or catch, and your leader would come off. But with that FG, if you tie it right, you're not going to have any problems with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know some guys will even take some glue. They'll like tie it tight, and they'll actually put glue on it. Yeah, and they say it lasts 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. I tie mine, and then I get a lighter and light the end of the braid so that it cinches up, and then I put a little bit of super glue on the end of it so it holds it tight, so it really doesn't ever come off.
Yeah, that's bulletproof right there.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go to YouTube University tonight and learn how to tie that knot.
I've got an easy video I can send you that I learned from an easy YouTube video. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Yeah. One of my buddies says I'm missing out by not using it. Because I use uni knot. Simple, it's quick, but it is bigger than the FG knot, and it does tend to mess up with the guides. So,
and then also a lot of people say like 20 wraps or 16 wraps, but I've got a lot of Japanese angler buddies that I talk to, and I don't do that many wraps. I do about like 10 or 12 wraps. It makes it real small, and it goes through the guides a lot better.
Now,
awesome.
Do you think this amount of wraps would be, or like the larger lines would require more wraps?
Honestly, it's just like the larger lines, I think, just require like a bigger line that connects to it. Yeah. Like I was having problems with, I was throwing like 12-pound braid to 12-pound leader, and it seemed like the braid was so much thinner than the actual fluorocarbon that it was, actually catching a little bit more.
Yep.
But I switched up to, I think it's 16-pound braid now to a 12-pound leader, and it's more of like around the same size a little bit more, so it slides through the guides better.
Oh, cool. Good point.
So my 5-pound test to 5-pound braid to 6-pound fluorocarbons out of the area, huh?
I just don't. I don't. Aaron, I was really close to Aaron Martins, and he was always about the light line, the super light line, and I always told him I don't like throwing the light stuff. I just like throwing. I'm from Alabama. I just like throwing heavy line and not breaking fish off.
There you go.
With the drop shot, it's a little bit different, because your bait's not dragging on the bottom. But yeah, I just get scared with the light stuff.
Yeah, the little Japanese guys are amazing. I mean, they catch them everywhere, anywhere. Them guys are fearless. I mean, they just make it happen. Hats off to them.
For sure.
All right, sorry about that. I just checked my phone. Oh, by the way, I'm a bachelor tonight.
Uh-oh.
My wife and daughter spend the night at at her sister's house, so it's me.
Oh, and your attack cat. Don't forget to attack cat.
Oh, that's okay. That cat will go in the closet.
Tucker, what's the craziest thing you ever caught, like on a fishing a tournament? I've caught some big old catfish on a spinner bait and like a walleye on a chatterbait. What's kind of the craziest thing you ever caught?
The craziest thing I ever caught. I was actually fishing a tournament on the Mobile Delta.
Yep.
So it's kind of right there near the ocean, and I caught I think it was probably about 15 or 20 pounds bull red on a chatterbait.
Hey.
It took like 10 minutes to reel it in, but I wanted to get a picture with it.
Yeah, that's tough. I had a tournament at Norris Lake down near Knoxville earlier in the year. And it was my boater was at this little waterfall he was throwing, and he caught some catfish line, so he pulled it in, cut it best he could, and threw it in this trash can. Two casts later, he's cranking, catches another line. He's like, "That can't be the same line." Pulls it in. He's like, "There's something on there." Pulls it up, and there's a 12-inch spot, and still with a half-ounce jig still in his mouth. No telling how long it's been like that. That was crazy. He had a limit. He's like, "Well, is this legal or not?" And he says, "Well, I got a limit already, and they helping me," so he threw it back.
Yeah.
So, but this crazy, man. Sometimes the stuff you run into.
Yeah, I've caught a fishing rod.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's probably the craziest thing I've caught in the tournament. But
I've caught a fishing rod like I think one time. It was like an older setup though. I got it out of the lake, but I didn't end up using it. It was a little old.
Oh, hey.
Mine went to the garbage. It was a old Zebco 202 or whatever,
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey. Probably been in the water for about 10 years.
Probably. I mean, it was I think it was an ugly stick rod. The one that has
Yep.
supposed to glow in the dark.
Yep.
So has your goal or dream always been to become a professional fisherman, or when did that hit you? Or
Yeah, that's been the dream for sure. I would say, from a young age, I've always wanted to fish, and I didn't really think it was that much of a possibility until I got into college fishing. That was kind of like the turning point for my mind to be like, okay, I could try to do this for a living and see, what happens. But yeah, I would say college was probably the turning point for me, like wanting to actually try to do it for a living. I've always loved to fish, and I used to play like baseball and football growing up and stuff like that, but I never, got the same feeling with that kind of stuff that I did with fishing. And fishing is just, I don't know, my family fishes, so I feel like it's just kind of in my blood to fish, and it's just all I love to do. So I'm trying to do it for sure.
Yeah, so I was born and raised South Mississippi, and I saw my granddad grew up with every weekend. We was saltwater fishing down like Bay St. Louis or going into Pearl River. So that's kind of a hotbed. It is a hotbed down there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can fish year round too, so that's another plus.
For sure.
You could fish year round in New York.
Yeah, if you got an ice cutter, ice auger.
No. We there's a couple lakes around me that are real deep, and like one of them has a lot of salt content in it, but it's not a saltwater lake. Seneca Lake, and that doesn't freeze. I pulled up 4-pound smallies back in, I don't know, January, February timeframe.
Dang.
Out of about
I've been to Seneca.
Yep.
What's that?
I said I've been to Seneca before.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty neat. But Angie Copus with Fish Her. Lures we catch or find or I bring home and put them on driftwood. Makes for a good wall hangings.
I like it.
As talented as Angie is, I thought she'd make earrings or something.
They might. I have seen some tackle shops. So
could you imagine a DD22 hanging from a ear?
Well, I'm sure Tucker knows. What's the guy down in South Mississippi that does the videos? A real funny guy. His name escapes me now.
Slick?
No, not Slick. Anyway, he said he went to a quick stop one time and kept hearing something go brr, brr. He's like, "What is that?" And he's like, kept looking around, and a girl behind him just come off, I guess, the beach. So she had her bikini top and some shorts, and turned around, and she's got a crankbait above her belly button, like a DT6. He's like, he's trying not to laugh, He said, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." And she says, and he's talking to her. She says, "Oh, I got another one for nights. I have a June bug one for when I go out at night." And he just went, "What?" Yeah, that's funny.
And that's how you truly trap a man. You hook him.
Yeah, Zach. Oh, Zach God, what's his last? Zach. I'd look it up, but yeah, cool. You have to look it up. He's pretty funny. He's from he's from South Mississippi area, but Zach Rushing. That's him. But yeah, look him up, man, and look up that video about the girl in the crankbait. He's a trip.
Oh, so hey TJ, how you doing, buddy?
All right, what's up, buddy?
So we talked about the FG knot, and you say I talked to pros, and they're like, you don't have to worry about the tag end of the line, it doesn't matter. But you think it's very critical in casting, as short as tag as you can get?
Not as much really with the tags on the FG, just because the tag ends are on one side, so it slides out. But mostly I was just talking about like burning the ends of it so it doesn't come unraveled and untie itself.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that makes sense. You learn anything, Rob?
Oh man, I learn every day, man. O's I am. And like these young guys, man, they're tearing it up on the forward facing sonar and these techniques, man. I mean, they're putting that work in. Hey, hats off to you guys. I know you're out there almost every day, getting better, honing your skills, kind of getting zoomed in. So, hey, hats off to you guys. Y'all killing it.
I appreciate it. I've been we won't get too much into the forward facing. I know it's a huge debate topic, but no, I've been using that since it came out. So It's not like I just got it last year. I've been using it for 6 years now. So
oh wow, you was ahead of the curve.
I spent my time with it for sure.
Yep.
So from a co-angler aspect and a forward facing sonar, any suggestions? If your boater is using, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it kind of depends on where you're at. I actually saw there was one or two co-anglers on the opens that actually had a portable live scope that they were putting in the water and they were using as a co-angler. I was like, that's crazy.
That's a little over the top. Come on, guys.
Yeah. But no, like a place like Florida, it's not going to affect you as much as you would be out in the middle of a Great Lake somewhere casting at singular fish. So I think it just kind of depends on the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in my experience, most time the boaters, if you ask them, say, hey, man, where are you getting your bites at? And they'll usually say, I'm getting it like 6 to 10 or 8 to 12. So they'll give you kind of an idea, man. So if they give you an idea, you kind of know, what you're looking at. So.
Yeah. I'm pretty vocal with my co-anglers too. Like I like to talk to them and have a good time. I'm not going to make it super awkward and just be like, don't say anything and just cast at fish. I usually talk to them and be like, hey, like I'm fishing, a school right here and they're sitting in 16 to 18 foot of water. I'd throw a drop shot right here. It could sink to the bottom and make it to the fish. Like there's a lot of fish scattered around. There's a couple brush piles behind the boat, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, and you'll get followers. Like I said, even if you get one, you'll have a bunch of followers. At the same time, those followers who kind of hang around the boat where the shadow is, they'll kind of hang around there for a minute, too. I've seen that.
I've had it happen a bunch like that, where you double up.
Yep. Absolutely.
That happens a lot up here.
Now, have you had any success with the forward-facing and doing top waters? I've seen a couple guys had the forward-facing that they're like top waters out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fun. I'm trying to think, especially like Lake Lanier in Georgia. It's like the best herring fishery in the world with giant spotted bass. But yeah, you can see them, on brush piles or mostly they're on brush, or swimming around, and you can throw a big topwater over there and work it really fast over the top, and you'll just see them, and you'll just get ready, and then just and blow up on it. It's crazy.
Oh man, that's awesome. But I had a boater. I was throwing that little scrounger head around, and I caught one, and it broke my line. He's like, "Man, I wanted to say something, but I don't want you nervous or reel up fast or slow down." He said he saw it come straight up at my lure, just straight up and get it. He said it's pretty cool. So that'd be a smallmouth do something crazy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that up here because, like Lake Ontario, where a lot of the elites go now, where they fish the St. Lawrence, you can see down 25, 30 feet in some places.
Dang. You can drop a dime to see it. You can drop a dime down to see it. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Crazy.
TJ, come show me how to tie that FG knot. I'll give you some cookies.
Hey, there you go, TJ. Could beat that deal, man. I don't know. The missus ain't there to be you cooking, so I don't know.
Hey, she made one. She made a batch tonight. Today,
Okay.
so I'd have some for later.
Now, Tucker Johns, when these co-anglers comes through there, and he'll spread out a tablecloth. He'll have a 5-course meal, and I can see like a boat coming by with a guy in a suit with a butler saying, "Would you like any Grey Poupon with that?" You know, I have like beef jerky and some frozen water. I freeze for the tournament later. That's my lunch. So
yeah,
I like giving a hard time.
Yeah. Look, I bring Swiss cheese, pepperoni, and dill pickles. All right. And I might bring a dozen homemade cookies to share with my boater.
Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
If he's a nice boater, I'll give him cookies. If he's an asshole, nah, you ain't getting nothing.
Nope.
Oh. Now, when does the open schedule come out for next year? Like what, November, December? They'll come out with that, or?
I think so. I'm not.
Yeah, I was thinking it's November because I'm gonna try to get into 1 or 2, hopefully next year, Lord willing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there'll be one on Erie that we can get into.
There you go.
Yeah. I love Erie, but since you're so close to the elites, have you started thinking about it?
No, I haven't at all.
Okay, good.
I've just been honestly trying to focus on the next event and just fish as best that I can, and try to do the best that I can because I haven't really thought about the points and all that stuff. That's kind of the way that Brandon Palaniuk, when he won AOY, he was, saying all year long after he won after he won AOY, he was like, I never looked at the points. I never looked at what I needed. I always just tried to catch as much weight as I could. And that's kind of the same outlook. I don't want to, try to get too technical and look at everything and try to force it. I'm just going to try to go out there and go fishing and let the cards fall where they fall.
Absolutely, man. That's a good way to do it. Now, before a tournament, do you do a lot of map study, or do you kind of study older tournaments? How you usually, what's your usual kind of tournament prep? Like the next tournament coming up, what do you usually do? You got a kind of a pattern or a blueprint, or?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of map study for sure. A lot of Google Earth, looking at water levels, looking at water clarity, watch a lot of YouTube. I do all kinds of stuff. And then also pre-practicing. If there's a tournament that, I'm not really familiar with on a body of water, I might go up there and pre-practice and look around. But yeah, it's really honestly, the best thing is just getting out there and kind of breaking it down as a new body of water, even if it's a place you've been to before. Yeah. Just kind of getting out there with a fresh mind and, trying to figure out the fish at that time because they're always changing. And we get so many days of practice with the opens. It's like you get 5 days of practice and then the tournament's 3 days long. So by the end of practice, the fish could be doing something completely different. So you kind of just have to be adapting the whole week kind of with what the fish are doing. So it's a long practice period. So you kind of have to just figure out the fish as you go.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll have changing conditions. You know how it is. Or you'll have all the same conditions in practice, and tournament comes there, and it'll do 180 degrees. Everything changes. So that happens.
Exactly. Yeah. I look at the weather a lot. I look at the wind a lot. I look at wind direction, how strong it's going to be. And I kind of practice upon the wind as well. Like if it's somewhere that's going to be really gnarly, I'll look at the wind and kind of plan out a little bit on where I need to look and stuff like that too.
Oh, got you. I got you. Now, traveling for tournaments, you got like 2 or 3 guys. Y'all kind of share Airbnb, or how do you usually do that?
I travel with one guy, Paul
Okay.
Marks.
Yeah, I know
He's,
Paul. Yeah,
Paul's a great guy. He's been doing really well this year. I travel with him. I've traveled this season to all the tournaments with him, and we're going to travel for the rest of the season together. But it's just me and him traveling.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a big difference, man. I mean, cost wise, and just you have somebody. If you have, like you said, you have an issue, or oh man, I don't have any, 2-aught hooks. Your partner usually has some. Hey, I got you covered, man. That's how I usually do it. We have like 2 or 3 guys that we all kind of travel together, and we each have each other's back, and it's good, man. It does make a difference. When I first started, I was traveling by myself, and man, that's a world of difference. Have at least somebody you know and trust, you get along with good. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
Rob,
it does.
Rob usually knows the good restaurants to go to.
That too.
No, it helps, but especially like being with somebody that you trust too.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody that you can trust with, talking about fishing and techniques and stuff like that too. So somebody you can trust is important.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that helps your confidence level for sure. There ain't no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a point in time in our show where we're starting to wind down a little bit. So, in honor of my wife, seeing as she's let me bachelor it up tonight, what's your favorite homemade cookie?
I'm pretty simple. I honestly just like chocolate chip cookies. I'm pretty simple.
Spot on, man. Can't beat it.
Yep.
I've got a dozen and a half sitting upstairs.
Ooh. Ooh. Can't beat that.
No, you can't beat them.
They're about they're almost the size of my head. So they're huge. But, all right, so if you don't mind, let's talk about some of your sponsors, supporters, friends, family, people who helped you along the way. Just basically your turn to just talk about what you want.
Floor is yours.
Yeah, no, I mean, all the people that have got me to where I am in fishing, it's been a big help. All the sponsors that I have, and Bass Pro Shops and Impulse Lithium, they kind of were my top 2 sponsors this year, and they've helped me a lot, as well as my other sponsors. But being able to run a Nitro 21 XL on all the big water that I've been going to, it's been helping a lot. It's a huge boat. It's not the fastest boat, but especially when you go up to those bigger lakes up north, it's been super nice. But yeah, I mean, my family's been super supportive, and I'm blessed to have a family that, that supports me and wants me to go fish and is all right with me leaving for so long and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, everybody that's made it possible, and especially the mentors in my life. Sadly we lost Aaron Martins, and he was one of my best buddies, and he taught me a lot about bass fishing. And, I give a lot of thanks to him growing up and through high school, and being able to learn a lot from him. And, but yeah, I mean, just honestly, everybody that's got me to where I am today, I'm super thankful for them. But Yamamoto and Bill Lewis, which are owned by GSM, it's a big company that's been showing up on the market a lot recently, and they've given me a shot this year. So super, super thankful for that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, great folks over there. Chris Crispin does a great job with their social media and marketing.
Awesome.
Great guy.
You have anything else for Tucker?
No, I said we'll be watching, man, cheering you on. I know you're gonna do well, and excited to see how you finish up next few tournaments, and hope you make the big time next year, man. We're cheering you on.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I hope so. I hope so as well. I'm gonna try my hardest and see what happens.
Oh, ain't no doubt, man. I think you well on the way, my friend.
Yes, sir. I'd like to have you on again, just specifically to talk about the Damiki rig, because we're trying to get some people who quote unquote specialize in different techniques, just to help everybody out. So,
Yeah, for sure. Let me know when y'all want to have me on again. I'd love to.
all right.
Absolutely.
How's next Wednesday?
I'll
be gone up north, unfortunately.
Yep.
That's all right. Well, hey.
And when he gets that big win, which I know he's going to get one soon, we'll have you on for sure, man.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
All righty.
You take care. Be safe and safe travels.
Sounds good. Thank y'all again. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right. Thanks, Tucker. Have a good one, buddy.
All right. Y'all too. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Definitely, he's on the right path, man. I real impressed with that young man right there. He's a man on a mission.
Yeah, he's sounds like he's got his head right.
Oh yeah, I say he's right, man. To go through college and do as well as he did. I mean, 200-300 boat tournaments. Phew, that's just, man, that blows my mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, another week done.
Yep. And we're on a quick word. I know if somebody saw it on the internet, Bob Seeley of the Bob Seeley Outdoors passed away today. So prayers goes out to his family and friends. Bob, I actually met Bob, talked to Bob for a long time at one of the Knoxville, East Tennessee fishing shows a few years back. And just great guy. I mean, just super guy. One of the nicest guys you want to meet. So prayers up for him. Great guy. And we're going to miss him in the sport for sure.
So next week's lineup, we have Monday, Rhonda Pitts. Tuesday, Jeremy May talking about crankbaits.
Yep.
Wednesday, Casey Gonzalez.
Wow, another great lineup, my friend. You're stacking them up.
I'm trying.
You're doing a good job, man.
Yeah, we'll have to get some people on here talking about tying knots and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to learn that FG knot. I've been kind of having that on the back burner. But, yeah, I got a little time for my next tournament. Maybe I can learn it, get comfortable with it. But
I just registered and paid for the BFL for St. Lawrence.
Cool.
Which is coming up here in a couple of weeks. And excited.
Cool deal. Yeah, I'm going to actually fish tomorrow. Believe it or not, there's a kind of a pond where it's more of a lake up next to me, and it's full of hydrilla. So
okay,
I've messed with chatterbaits, but I don't have confidence in it. So I'm taking one rod and a couple of baits, chatterbaits, and I'm gonna get good at it. So give that a whirl tomorrow before storms roll in. Anyway,
yeah, I might be out on the water tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
I hope so, man. Well, take pictures and let us know.
Will do, man. All right. Take care. Everybody have a great weekend. Be safe on the 4th of July. Don't blow any fingers off or anything like that.
And we'll see you back here on Monday, guys. And thanks for tuning in, liking, and sharing, and subscribing. Peace out.
Thank you, guys.